Hello, in this lecture we will take a look at the columns, and first of all I do have to say columns are complex, columns are tricky, so do be very careful whenever you have to use them, and do even avoid them whenever you can. Now, before you start working with columns for whatever reason it may be, you need to turn on this paragraph show paragraph markers, this little button right here. Okay, so you see it shows the paragraphs, it shows basically spaces, new lines, tabs and all that stuff. Okay, so if I turn it off, I don't see it. If I turn it on, I do see it. Now, the way you create a new column is simply you go to the layout, okay? To the layout you go, and you have columns right here. So let's do, say, 2 columns, okay? Now, by default, you can see we have 1, 2, 3, and then left, right. We will only look into 1 and 2. 3 would be somewhat similar. And I would suggest to try as much as possible to avoid more columns, because it will cause even more confusion, and that can cause many problems. So let's do 2, okay? Now you see nothing really changed, okay? For it to change, I actually need to move to the other column. And the way you do that is you click Control plus Shift, okay? Plus Enter. You see? Now you get a column break. So let's do some test text right here. Test text, and let's say call 2, like that. And then let's do one for the first column. Let's do test text, like that. You see I'm typing in a different column. The other one doesn't get affected. Call 1, right? Just like that. Okay, so far so good, right? It seems fine. Now if I go to the new line, okay, line 3, you see it's fine. If I go here to line, say, 4, why not? It's fine. But how do I come back? And that is the tricky part. How do I come back into a different column arrangement? The way you do that is you need to kind of create a different section. You see we have column break, we need a different kind of a break. To add these breaks, you need to go into the layout again, and you see you have these breaks in the page setup section. Click on that, and you see you have page, column, text wrapping, next page, and all that stuff. To escape, you need continuous, okay? Like that. And now you have a new section, If I just hold one letter for a while, you see it still kind of goes into that one column. It's now a different column in a way, but it's still a 2-column arrangement. So the way I change that after the section break, as you can see right here, continuous section break, I go back here and I change the column arrangement. I have 2, I can have 1. Okay, so now you see it's all in 1. See, it goes out like that, and it works quite perfectly. If I want to do another column arrangement, okay, I need to break again. Okay. You see, it says indicate that the text following the column break will begin in the next column. This is not the one that you want, and it may be confusing. You want to start columns, different columns, right? And you might click on this one, but no, you click continuous. Okay, so that's the section break. Once again, we have a section break. You see, whenever you change that arrangement, you need this section break. For the first one, we did not need one, simply because it was the starting point. So it starts as whatever you please it to start as, okay? Now, we can do, say, 3, okay? Let's do columns, let's do 3, okay? Let's say call 1. Now remember, what did I click to go into the next one? What was it? That was Control plus Shift plus Enter. Just like that, okay? I jump into the next one, which is called 2, right? For column 2. Now, once again, Control plus Shift, I'm holding them, and then I click Enter. Just like that. Okay, call 3. Works perfectly, right? Works perfectly indeed. Now, about the column break. You see, we have one right here. Okay, we have one right here, so we work with two columns, and basically any text after this break goes into the next column. If you need to split the text, you would say just do one right here, select the column break, and then that part would jump into another column, just like that. So these are the basics of columns. That's all you really need to know, and that's all you really should use, because as you can see, there are many mistakes that can be made, and you do want to avoid them as much as possible, as correcting them can be terribly difficult. And with that, we will conclude this lecture.